voice of reason, right here on the Big Talker, 1480 on the AM side, 102.5 on the FM side, KQAM. Wrapping up hour number 2. Great to have you along. Great to be with you. About 7 minutes to the top of the hour here. 721-8255-721 and Robin, right after this, you're about headed out yonder, getting everything ready.
I want to make sure and say thanks to our friends at Enterprise, just up the road here on Kellogg. They have always been fantastic to work with. Every time I've ever done fundraisers and needed to get a rental and take, donations and stuff to fire victims and flood victims. I mean, these guys have been fantastic to work with once again. So thanks to our friends over there. Thanks, of course, to Bub Love and Shirley Love and the family with Love and Company Candles for housing all this stuff. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. So we're going to head out and we should be in Gatlinburg, I'm hoping, by tomorrow night. It's quite a drive. So we're still kind of coordinating. I'm getting all kinds of good information on the best way to go. So, yeah, I may have to be redoing my original plans on that. I do want to say also thanks to Don Landis and Mr. Zimmerman and, of course, Sheriff Easter. We do have issues here in Wichita. One of the things that Mr. Landis and I are going to go downtown and find out about is we're going to be talking to, hopefully, some drug people, drug enforcement officers that know what's going on. We had Sheriff Easter on some previous shows talking about the fact that it's these manufactured, basically a lot of times in your bathtub or kitchen sink drugs that are causing such horrible problems. Can you kind of elaborate what is our biggest street drugs that are causing so much pain and agony?
Yeah, it's changed over the years.
Right.
It's about man-made drugs. In the early 2000s, we had meth labs here.
Right.
When the Matt Samuels law went into effect, you can only buy so much pseudoephedrine. Right. We no longer have meth labs. It's all Mexican meth, so it's all coming across the border. You have to remember, with a man-made drug, and specifically with meth, to break down the chemicals of pseudoephedrine to actually make it crystal meth, they use Drano, red pea, anhydrous ammonia. It's a chemical. Okay. And so
it's when you're having kidney problems.
I was going to say, you've got some serious kidney problems. Okay.
It's not a good thing.
And so when you add anything such as those type of chemicals to a narcotic or a drug that you're going to ingest, there's going to be issues with that.
Right.
And, so if they add the wrong amount, can it be a killer? Yes. If any type of chemical like that, you're going to have physiological and psychological issues that arise.
That's what
we're seeing a increase in mental health issues.
Yeah.
A lot of it is meth-induced and heroin-induced. Heroin is coming back, and we're starting to see a lot more heroin in the Kansas area. There's a type of drug called white China that is fentanyl-based. Fentanyl is very deadly. And so if you put too much fentanyl in, then people are going to die. We've had overdoses here of it.
Already?
We've had a couple people die from it. On the East Coast, it is a big issue with people overdosing constantly.
Is that the one where I've seen videos where people are literally running down the road, jumping into oncoming traffic and just doing insane stuff?
It could be. The heroin stuff with fentanyl. If you get a bad dose, you ain't getting up. You're gone.
Most
of them just die with
It's a man-made.
Again?
It's what they use for anesthesia.
Really?
Yeah.
There's another elephant tranquilizer too that's been put in. There's a rash of it in Kentucky and Ohio. About a month ago, they had a lot of stores.
Great, I'm going to
And
Kentucky.
the thing of it is, most addicts look for that particular brand because I know it's going to make you just use a little less than that guy did. He was kind of dumb. But
yeah, so it's, as we was talking earlier, crack cocaine, when it was introduced here in the 90s, was an epidemic.
Right.
We had a lot of violence come out of it, mainly because of the gang wars that was taking place over control of crack. This here, there's not really any wars going on to control meth. The problem is that folks that use meth can't function properly, and they are very violent people.
Correct. I've seen it
and
firsthand.
So, violent crime is on the rise. It's still, most of it's drug related. You still have, DV or domestic violence type homicides, random stranger type of homicides, but most are drug related, and we're seeing a lot more cases out in the county of ag batteries and those type of things that are meth induced.
Oh man, we said something earlier. What can we do to stop it? There's got to be something. I think education is something too. I mean, I know when we were talking about the wildfires, I said I would love to see the Smoky, the little, bear, Smoky Bear come back. I would like to see that again. I would like to see, something that was going on was, it's 10 o'clock, the news is on, do you know where your children are? There was a lot of things that media used to do, with public service announcements that I think helped. And I have to say, there's a lot of young parents out there right now that, unfortunately, for one reason or another, they may be smart as a whip when it comes to their jobs or their computers or whatever it may be, or certainly their phones, but sometimes some of the most common sense things about parenting, they just aren't getting it, and it's heartbreaking. They need an app for it, I guess. Yeah,
they do,
and it's frustrating.
It really is. We got
What
about
can
30. That's the ongoing question, and it's one that I want to have. Sheriff, I actually want to get you on to talk about some of that stuff at a later time too. But we're out of time here. We got about 20 seconds left. Sheriff Jeff Easter, Bill Zimmerman, Don Landis. Thank you guys all for coming in. Robin, always a pleasure to have you in here. Look forward to it again next week. We'll wrap up hour number 2 here. Get ready for hour number 3. The Voice of Reason, Mark Walters of Armed American Radio, going to be joining us here for hour number 3. The Voice of Reason. Remember, this is your show. It's time to speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proud, speak the truth, and always speak some reason. This is The Voice of Reason on KQAM. We'll be back on KQAM.
Yeah.